Hey everybody, it's Devin from Maestro Eternal. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use some techniques with the Gua Sha to help with things like hand soreness, muscle and joint repair from practicing on the piano, string instruments, guitar, and really any other kind of instrument that uses fingers, hands, and wrists a lot. These techniques will also help with repairing your overall strength regarding your playing muscles that tend to get easily overworked when you're a musician. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor or a trained professional, and if you have any questions or concerns about the things I suggest here, definitely speak to a doctor or a physical therapist about it. All of this information and knowledge I'm going to be talking about comes from my 31 years of being a musician, mainly a pianist. I've actually gone to tons of physical therapists personally, some for carpal tunnel, tendinitis, torn ligaments in my hands from concert performances. So my tips just really come from the years of countless hours of working with my hands and the downsides like ailments and pains that come from all of that. And this is really just meant to bring some tips to you and share some things you may not know or haven't really thought about regarding music. Usually when you hear about the Gua Sha, it's referring to beauty products for the face, but it can be used for different parts of the body, including the hands. Reasons to use the Gua Sha for your hands include stimulating blood flow, repairing muscle and joints. It can also help with warming up your hands if your hands tend to be on the colder side, alleviating pain or soreness, and much more. I actually think it's really important to bring this type of technique to the music community since it's not something that's widely talked about or well known for this purpose. So I'm going to show you a few different style Gua Sha packs I got, all of which you can find in the link below. If you already have yours ready, you can totally skip ahead if you want. This first pack is Jade, and it was a little less expensive than the others. Jade is really awesome because it's very cool to the touch, and the coolness can actually help reduce inflammation. But the downside is when you're using it this way that I'm going to be using it in the video, it's possible that it could break over time. They're also very breakable when they slip out of your hand. I've had this happen to me twice and it's not fun, so just be aware. And the Jade is just generally more flimsy. This next pack is just an upgraded version of the Jade pack. It comes with 4 like the other one, slightly different shapes but pretty much the same. It comes with this cool canvas pouch as well, and inside it has these little pockets to separate them all. They're this sleek black color that I personally love. I think they're made of some type of bone for added strength, but they're not as cool to the touch. I would definitely consider these ones stronger when you're using this type of hand technique. And I'll also be using this smaller pack that comes with 2. One tool I use, it's for its acupressure style shape, and the other one is a lot larger and can be used on your forearm. I'll be using all the black ones today to demonstrate everything, but I wanted to go over some different options to give you when you're shopping around, so you can have some knowledge about some different types that you can get. All the products I mention here are totally optional, of course. If you don't have anything fancy and you just have one Gua Sha tool, that's totally fine. You can do everything I do here with just one tool. Just modify the movements to fit the shape of the tool. So before I start running the Gua Sha over my skin, I use this oil called Superberry Hydrate Plus Glow Dream Oil by Youth to the People. Just 2 drops on my hand is usually good enough. I do this to moisturize the skin a little more so the Gua Sha glides over my skin better. It's totally up to you if you want to use the oil or a moisturizer, or you can just skip this step altogether if you want to. It's totally up to you. So first, I like to start with the tops of my hand. This shape Gua Sha tool tends to work best with this first part. I use a fast motion to stimulate blood flow. Just move over the tops of your hands and your fingers. You'll notice that your skin might start to get pink or reddish. That's totally normal. That just means that you're doing it right. Okay, now turn your hand over and repeat what we just did on the other side, running the tool in a quick motion over your palms, over the muscles and joints, and quickly and semi-lightly over sore areas and over the tops of your fingers. This is really just to get everything all warmed up. Moving on to this next part will be a little bit deeper and more targeted massage. You'll want to grab one of the pointier tools or use the edge of one of the other Gua Sha tools for this part. You'll want to apply enough pressure where you feel the tension in your muscles, but you shouldn't feel like it hurts or like it's painful. Try to be mindful of where that specific level is for you. For me, I like to apply a fair amount of pressure because my muscles tend to get pretty stiff from playing the piano. Some of the areas I like to focus on are the muscles at the base of my thumb and the muscles at the base of my pointer finger. Move the tool in a circular motion, applying some pressure. Sometimes you may even be able to hear a sort of crunching noise. You should focus your efforts on those areas most, since that usually means that they need more work from my experience. With this same tool, you'll want to move in between your fingers to apply some pressure, scraping the tool across the fingers in a straight line motion. I usually like to turn this tool over as well and use the acupressure pointy side and press lightly in between my fingers and knuckle areas to get some tension released from that, and it usually feels really good. Okay, so now you want to move on to the wrist and forearm area. For the wrist, I like to use this tool. You'll want to use some of the same motions we've been using, just up and down movements. I try to push in between my joints and ligaments a little more here. This will relieve tightness due to carpal tunnel and tendinitis. So spend as much time as you need on your wrists. After you're finished with your wrist, move on to your forearm area. I usually use 2 to 4 more drops of the super berry oil so the Gua Sha can glide better. You're going to use the larger tool for this one. And just move quickly like we've been doing in the beginning, just to get some blood flow. Focus on this for a second, since it's a larger area. Do the tops of your forearms and then the bottoms as well. Now you'll want to scrape the tool over the skin, applying some pressure so you can feel it. The amount of pressure is totally up to you. Scrape the Gua Sha across the skin in a straight line down the muscles. And you'll just want to repeat this until you've covered the entire area. Just spend as much time as you need scraping the tool across those tight areas. And that's all there is to it. Don't forget to repeat all of these steps on your other hand. Many people don't really think about how our hands and wrists don't get a lot of rest or a lot of love. You're constantly needing to use them for something, and for musicians this is why they tend to get overworked. But these techniques will definitely help, and even possibly prevent this if you add it to your daily routine. If you stuck around to the end, thanks for watching. I really hope you learned some healing techniques for yourself, and don't forget that all the products that I used for the video are in the description linked below. I wish you all the best. If you like this video, or if you'd like me to share some more musicians' healing tips with you, please let me know that you enjoyed this video by giving it a thumbs up or subscribing to my channel. And if you have any questions for me, you can definitely leave a comment for me. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time!